Hey everyone. So I recently opened up those 356 Hot Wheels cars. That was a result of some spring cleaning. And I had mentioned that I was going to do essentially a Matchbox version of that. So this is that. I don't know if this is going to be one video or two or three, but let's crack all these things open. They're going to eventually go to the place that I don't usually talk about where it is, but essentially my parents' house, my old bedroom, is where most of my collection is stored. I keep a few things here and there at the house in New Hampshire, but most of it goes down to another location, and that's kind of where most of the collection is displayed. So here goes. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'll try to keep it brief. I don't think I'm going to do quite the number of close-ups and get as detailed as I did last time, just for the sake of brevity. Alright, let's start off with some Jeeps. This thing is a classic. I remember when this still came with the antenna. My first one from back in the day there's like a big whip antenna that came with it. Anyway, then we got a couple of the Gladiator concepts. Kind of extended cab Gladiator that never did go into production. Finally have the crew cab this year. These are kind of cool. And of course the original Willys. Fuel can on the back. Spare tire's a little too skinny, but it's alright. Maybe not actually. It's the wheels on the Jeep that are too big, now that I think about it. These things are cool. When the first JK came out, it seemed to be the logical step as far as four-door Jeeps go. And now this is, of course, the second generation of the four-door. It's an 18 and up JL. Did a nice job on these. I don't know if these got released in other colors, but those are the two I have. This guy definitely having another color. I forget which one. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's keep the truck theme going. Next, we've got 4 advanced design Chevys. Matchbox just called these 47s. They call it an advanced design 3100 1947 Chevy. The differences are pretty subtle from 47 all the way up to 52. It was the same basic truck. Pretty modern at the time. Even more so than Ford, which started off being quite modern in the late 40s. Still a popular truck. There's still farms right now here in the United States. There's still people driving around with these things and using them as trucks. Not as classic cars, as trucks. Just driving the wheels off of them. So that's all 4. I suppose the really cool one is the red one. It's the 100th anniversary of Chevrolet trucks. So that's kind of cool. Alright, let's keep the truck theme going. Here's a bunch more. Food trucks, Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons, a Unimog, CK Blazer, even a Mercedes COE tractor trailer, the Sriracha Datsun, this Russian-Ukrainian generic looking thing, a couple of food trucks. Let's do it. Next up, a couple of nice fire trucks. This is the Seaguar fire engine that's been everywhere in stores recently in a horrific, gross, like day-glow yellow, like a truck from the airport from the modern era. But back then it would have been red, possibly red and white. I very highly doubt a single one of these was painted that day-glow yellow when it was new. And this thing is really awesome. I got this at a trade night. It is a Ultramax Mac model B Max, excuse me. It's a B. What exact series is it? It's definitely B model Mac. Let's look at the back. In any case, it's a Mac. It's a Mac truck, Model B, fire truck, and it's got the Real Rider wheels, whatever Matchbox calls them, the rubber wheels with an awesome set of wheels, with an awesome set of rims, excuse me. This thing is absolutely awesome. So cool. Nice detailing and everything. This thing's pearl white, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think it's somewhat visible in the video. Absolutely an awesome piece. For those of you who watch my channel, you might have seen the Seagrave in all red with no graphics. That was a yellow one I repainted to make that video, and it was Ware, New Hampshire. There's a real one of these. It's just basically kind of sitting. It's actually sitting at the oldest Ford dealership in New Hampshire. At one point, it was the oldest dealership in New Hampshire that sold Ford vehicles. And the building is abandoned, and it looks like something where you'd film a post-apocalyptic movie. But one of these trucks, this exact model Seagrave, is just sitting there. So you can go ahead and look that up. Ware, New Hampshire. W-E-A-R-E is a town in New Hampshire, and that's where it is. That's where it is, in Ware. By the way, big thank you to Matchbox for putting side view mirrors on things more and more. It is appreciated. I think that's great. The advanced design can use them, but anyway, it's nice. Moving parts Ford Ranger. Nothing too exciting here, unless you're a huge Ford guy, I suppose. The new Ranger's kind of cool, I guess. It's not really a mini truck in the way the old Datsuns and little Toyotas and Chevy Loves were. That's what I miss. Wish we got like a modern version of a crew cab Chevy Love with the ladder frame and everything. Geo Rescue. This thing's pretty cool. So I'm going to open up this, as well as a fantasy car MBX armored truck, as well as a actual international armored car, and a Hummer H1 rescue vehicle. This thing's actually kind of cool. I'm not a big Hummer guy, but this thing's neat. Oh, and this was Matchbox 50th anniversary. I suppose it's Lesnie's 50th anniversary, as in Matchbox by Lesnie. It's weird that they're both owned by Mattel now. Both Matchbox and Hot Wheels are essentially under the same banner. This is the real deal. This is what you would see running around for the past 30 years. It's an international bodied armored truck. That's the most common kind of armored truck that you see around. And this thing's cool, and I happen to remember that it opens up and there's a little ATV, I guess, inside of it. Anyway, this is one of the cooler castings of a Hummer. My friend Robert and I were talking the other day about how a lot of Hummer castings are weird and just off. The proportions are weird, and they put gigantic wheels on them, which doesn't make any sense either. It's not a monster truck. It's specifically designed for a specific set of wheels. Alright, next let's open up a 9-pack. It has an exclusive 59 Chevy with a canoe on top of it. That's pretty cool. So apparently, yes, the canoe does come off. The entire roof rack scenario does come off. It leaves a couple of holes in the top of the car, but it does come off. Plop those back on there. Looks pretty cool, loaded up, ready to go camping. Again, not really an adult type of die-cast car. It is a toy, but they are neat. This GTO, this Holden Ute still makes me sad for the days that we had the GTO and the Holden G8 hybrid, and I thought we were gonna definitely get a El Camino and at least the Pontiac G8 Ute, and it never happened. Was a bummer. R.I.P. Holden. Alright, next, let's open up some Mustangs. Three pairs from the Mustang series. I don't know what happened here. Matchbox quality control is usually better than Hot Wheels, but this car got, the headlights are way too low. The tampos, I hate that word. There you go. Taillights are on point. Those are perfect. But those headlights, oh, here's what they should be like. These are fairly close, and these are, well, droopy, I guess. And then we got coupe, green with gold wheels, coupe. These things are pretty cool. Carroll Shelby Edition GT, CS. Only ever saw one gold one of these. I don't know if that's some kind of a treasure hunt for Matchbox. Probably not, but anyway. Seen a bunch of blue ones. Have a blue one. Saw the gold one. Have to get the gold one too. Alright, 1970 Dots and Rallies. I have a couple of these open that are from the exclusive 9-packs. The white one with orange graphics and the black one with orange and white graphics. And we're gonna crack these open. Alright, next we got some oddballs. Subseeker Submarine. Ground Grinder, Road Grader, blue and yellow, and an old cute little tractor. Looks like a hodgepodge of a lot of things, including the Porsche Tractor from the 1940s and 50s. It's actually kind of a cool example of Matchbox thinking outside the box. This thing is neat. It's kind of a neat representation of a Alvin or other deep sea submersible that would be exploring the Titanic wreck or something. Alright, I think I'm going to finish off this video with 4 more Chevy trucks. Kind of just 4 oddballs. I know the Avalanche and the SSR were loved or hated vehicles. They had very polarized, people had very polarized opinions about them. I was around to see both those vehicles get launched. I sold Chevrolet trucks and cars and Pontiacs and GMCs and all kinds of stuff back then. Until Pontiac, of course, went under. But I like both of them. It is what it is. It's a niche vehicle. The Avalanche was a very versatile, cool vehicle that allowed for something that no other vehicle allowed for, which is it was a vehicle that was both in a full-size SUV and a pickup truck, and it could convert in just a couple of minutes with that central locking and unlocking sort of bulkhead. And so you could make it into a 2-door long bed giant pickup truck, or you could have your family in it and have a short bed pickup truck crew cab. And that was neat. No matter what you think about the Avalanche, nobody else has ever done that. Well, except for the Cadillac Escalade EXT was the same vehicle, just a luxurious upfit of it. Anyway, this thing's kind of cool. It's Colorado. It's 2016. I like the snorkel and the roof rack, all those little subtle details. Alright, I'm going to end the video here. I left some holes open for vehicles that I'm about to open. To be continued.